Hey, hello, Mike's not muted anymore. How you guys doing? Today, we're gonna be playing Yakuza 0, which is a game we have not played for a while. We have not played Yakuza 0 in over a week, I think. And for good reason, The Switch came out, the Switch is awesome. I'm really enjoying mine, actually. Having a blast playing a bunch of games on the Switch. A bunch of games being like all the worthwhile games, because there's like 4 of them. So yeah, we played Switch and we played Nier Automata, a bunch of shit filling up our schedule, getting in the way of Yakuza. But now we're back to what the channel was created for, Yakuza 0 streaming. That's a dirty lie. That's a dirty, filthy lie. Channel was not created for anything like this. Channel was created only for games that depict legal actions. Not mob stuff. That's dirty. Yeah, random. I hope I remember how to play too. And about all the subquests I was in the middle of doing. Well, we'll just see how those go. If they go at all. I don't know. I feel kind of empty now that I've played Nier Automata though. That game's just such a... That game's just so impetuous. I feel like nothing else stands up at all. Taylor Steakhouse asks, what are the worthwhile Switch games? I imagine you mean Zelda, Snipper Clips, and Fast RMX. Yeah, so Zelda, undoubtedly. Fast RMX I've been getting a lot more playtime out of than I thought I would, but then again, there's not all that much else to get to. I've also been playing Bomberman. Bomberman is... Yeah, we gotta catch up here. Good thing we gotta catch up. Bomberman's actually really quite good. It just costs 2 to 3 times as much as it should. But seeing as I needed it to stream with Matt, whatever. I don't mind paying for it in that, like, since I need it for streaming. The actual game is really good. I'm really enjoying it. But fuck, that game should cost, like, half or less. Zelda's good. What other good games? I would say Waku Waku 7, but the port's kind of fucked up. It plays perfectly, but sound effects and perhaps all audio, I would assume all audio, not just sound effects, have a rather large latency on them. So, like, you'll throw out a hard kick, and the sound for the hard kick doesn't come out until, like, after the hit has completed. It's quite poor. Quite poor. And so I'm wondering if the other Arcade Archive games have their own issues. I hear KOF 98 has some other issues, so... Yeah, Taylor Steakhouse, I can't blame you at all. Bomberman's so fucking expensive on the Switch. It's fucking expensive. Strawberry Pantsu asks, how do Horizon and Zelda stack up to Nier? I mean, you know, bearing in mind that I'm like a massive fan of both Platinum and Nier, or Yoko Taro in general, like, Nier grabbed me from the get-go and just kept shaking and kept going, are you seeing this? And it was hitting all my buttons perfectly, and it really got me going, and it kept surprising me and shocking me and stuff. Zelda is just a joy to play, and I just want to keep playing it. There's just more stuff to do all over the place, but I haven't been hit by like big gripping events yet, like in Nier Automata. And Horizon's I think my least favorite of the 3. It is very good, but it's a bit more of a plain Jane, like, open world Western title. The combat's very fun, it's very polished, looks gorgeous, sounds great, but the actual quest design isn't quite as inspired. No, don't do that to Majima, he doesn't deserve it. Oh man, you've been doing that for a while though. Okay, stop. Stop doing this. Yeah, Random the Fox, that's pretty much it. The game's just a fucking blast to play. Breath of the Wild, that is. Just great. What's something you'd like to see on the Switch that hasn't been announced? Other than, like, Magic Dream projects, you know, like F-Zero and shit. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the slate right now. There's nothing that really jumps out at me as like Switch needs this. I mean, Kirby Air Ride 2 would be great, but that's firmly in dream project area. Oh. Bread Assassin says there might be a Yakuza episode missing from YouTube, which is totally possible. Let me write that down to check that out after. I had no idea. Episode on YouTube. I have to check that out. That could be bad. Never lie to your parents, kids.
家に帰ったら飼い猫の餌にされてたよ。生きたまま猫に食われる豆太郎を見て、俺は思い知ったね。子は親に逆らえないってな。ガキのくせに律儀なやっちゃ。
Pretty cruel way of learning that.
律儀ね。まあ確かに俺は素直でいい子だったよ。親の前ではな。あ？次の日、その猫を殺してやったよ。
Oh, come on. Come on, kid. Don't do that. Hey, the end is nigh. I am doing good. Yeah.
お前のことは必ず殺すよ。でもその前にあの牧村誠を盗んでいった泥棒猫を始末しねえとな。
Actually, yeah, if I had to pick one game that I think should be on the Switch, I'd pick Melee, actually. That's one I want. Melee would be nice. I mean, I'd play Smash 4 as well, but... Ah, there is a missing Yakuza stream on YouTube. Dang. Cool. Rio, if I remember right, you still have a fair amount of Berserk left. Like, I think you might only be 2/3 of the way. I can't remember exactly, but you're at most you're like 2/3 of the way or something.
それだけだからな。俺が兄弟から聞いてる話は。兄弟。
Mineta says, I'm surprised they haven't announced Smash 4 for the Switch yet. Honestly, I still think they will announce Smash 4 for the Switch. Like, there were so many rumors about it. I usually tend to subscribe to the idea of where there's smoke, there's fire. But personally, I think they haven't announced Smash 4 for the Switch because they want to give ARMS room to breathe a little bit. I do think some people perhaps would just skip over ARMS and wait for Smash 4 if they knew that was coming. So.
せやけど気になることはある。奴は女を奪って生きよったが、殺そうとしてるようには見えへんかった。それは西谷も同じや。
ん？ちょっと待て。西谷ってグランドで暴れた鬼人会のか？
西谷はあの時別の死体を用意した代わりに牧村誠を渡せ言うてきた。
Oh, Dizzy Pink, I mean Ganondorf from Melee.
そないめんどくさいことせんや。
Fave, my big favorite.
西谷が別の死体を用意。おかしいな。初耳だな。まあ西谷と白いスーツの男が同じ目的ってことは分かった。ってことは奴ら来るかもしれないな。
あり得る話や。
どっかで拾ってきた野良を泥棒猫に仕立てたってわけか。確かに西谷らしい手口だな。そうなりゃ西谷を叩いて女の居所を吐かせたいとこだな。札にしょっぴかれて今頃留置所か。
Yeah, I mean Monster Hunter's a good pick for the Switch, but it's not one that really like leaps out at me as like, oh, I want that. I don't really love Monster Hunter, and I think it's like a lock anyway, so just give it time. Give it time. We'll get Monster Hunter for sure. Gunstar Silvergun says, "Hey Liam, remember the time when Sunsoft had to shut down their American branch because they bet the entire US branch on a golf course that went under?" I had no fucking idea that that was a thing that shuttered Sunsoft in the West. That's crazy. That's really cool. It's a good bit of trivia. Random the Fox says, makes him sad that Yakuza 0 kind of got forgotten with all the other huge, amazing releases that came out immediately afterwards. It's probably going to get forgotten when Game of the Year season comes around. Honestly, I still have to finish the game, obviously, but I have a hard time seeing how Yakuza 0 would win any awards from most outlets, you know, or people for that matter. Like, I'm excited to see where the plot goes, but, like, I have a hard time believing it goes more places than Nier Automata or anything like that. Let's go find the boys. So we still got this fucking guy caterwauling all day here. Oh yeah, the river footpath. Oh yeah, we can do this side quest. Right, so the river footpath is, like, just over here and to the left. If I remember my map correctly. Because I haven't played this game in, like, a year. Let me just remember, start is there, touchpad does map, touchpad is map, right? Oh, I never noticed the draw distance on those air conditioners over there. Okay, where you at, girl? River footpath? I assume this is river footpath. I don't think I've actually come down here, ever. Can I go down there? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is there just an underground casino back here? Huh. Huh. This seems, like, super missable. That's awesome. Yeah. Damn. Neat. I got a blackjack table. You know I like blackjack. So I need to buy chips, though, right? Ah, there we go. Oh, I see. Move camera, change bed amount. Okay. Oh, we got an ace and a 3. Ah, weak. Hit. 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 Whoa, yeah! Thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda so far? Nothing of note. Mass Effect Andromeda is a video game that is coming out that I have no interest in playing. Not that it looks awful or anything, just no interest. Swagocrates asks, how are you liking Breath of the Wild on the Switch? Have you tried it in portable mode yet? Some people say it runs better like that. So, it's actually a fact that it runs better like that, 100%. And I've actually mostly played it in portable mode. The vast majority has been portable mode. I played like an hour on the TV today, and that's all the TV time I've had on it. So, actually that's not true. When I streamed it, of course, I was playing in TV mode. But besides the stream and that 1 hour today, everything was in handheld mode. Portable mode's great. I should stream the Resident Evil 7 Blackjack more. I should go back to that. 21 or 19. Ugh. Ugh. Gross hand. Ah, yeah, lousy. Nice. All right. This game's too easy. I'm done. there's no threat here. There's no risk. There's no loss. Piece of cake. Nice. Easy money. Oh, neatly. Is that true? Max got a busted Switch? That sucks. That super sucks for him. I saw some people... I saw like very small amounts of people saying that they had bum units where like the screen got stuck on an orange screen and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Alright, well that's the casino. The casino is easy. Easy casino. Oh, fuck. Taylor Steakhouse, you're super right. Let me actually write that down, because I keep forgetting to do that. But in the next poll, as soon as I put up the next poll, because I keep fucking forgetting to do that, Fable the Journey is one of the games. Sha! And Fable the Journey is an awesome game that you can make me play, because I will let myself play that game. I've actually played it a fair amount, and it's fucking something, I'll tell you that. So apparently she was on the river footpath, I guess, on the other side. That's fine. I don't see her right here. I don't see her around these Ah, there she is. Here we go. Yeah, come to the cabaret. It'll be perfect. Fuck. Is that the same girl? Is she now just playing me? No, here we go. Different girl. Here we go. I was worried for a sec.
What?
Oh yeah, Jumbo, you can send it to me whenever, absolutely. Totally. I'm not gonna be able to check it out right this second. Well, no, I mean I can check it out, but at the end of the stream I can put it up and stuff if you want. I don't mind that. That'll be cool. But I'm keen to see it, Jumbo. Take your absorbent sheet. Yeah, there we go. You were getting sweaty too? Alright.
What?
Oh man, fuck. They're working him hard. I was really hoping there would be some revelation that they're paying Aaron Kun or something stupid like that, but like, boy, they're just riding him hard. Holy shit, I'm gonna throw you guys in the fucking ocean. Yeah, the ocean, not the river. Okay, how do I play this game? We got the punch, we got the hard punch, we got the pickup. Okay, yeah. Okay, I remember how to play. And then style changing. D-pad. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool, cool. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I thought he was gonna go jump in the river for a second. Ooh, moral choices. Here we go. Oh, he's right here.
Hi.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was where this was going. Jack Hates Games ask, have you been having sync issues with the Joy-Con? No, not. I have had no issues with the hardware at all, actually. So far, my experience with the hardware has been genuinely 100% positive. And actually, when we were streaming the other day, me and Matt, we both actually found it ridiculously easy to sync controllers, and we had no real issues with that.
Hi. Yeah.
Are you gonna be my errand boy now?
Hi.
Nice, now I got an errand boy to ride hard. Oh shit, he'll actually do that for me. On the Sotenbori footpath, let's head over there. Yeah, Jumbo Man, that sounds good. I'll probably catch it on Twitter later then. That makes the most sense for me right now, yeah. Yeah, what's up?
Hi.
Give me hot dogs. Nice. I'm gonna send that to the box. Cool. Dream Machine. Come on, Dreams, let's go. Yeah, BV728 says he's seen some videos where you can be really far and have no issue with Joy-Cons, and some where you can be pretty close and it still loses sync. It's definitely an issue for some people. Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to downplay it or anything. I personally just haven't encountered any issues with the sync, and I've actually been really, really impressed with the hardware. So I've been having nothing but good times. Oh yeah, these guys are worth a bunch of money. Right, the gold-suited guys. That's true. The nouveau riche. They have a fair amount of health too. Like not that much, they're not actually tough thus far. More than a random thug. Cool. Cool, kill him in the street. Perfect. Easy. Yeah, T-Quick, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Honestly, between Nier Automata and the Switch coming out, like, it's just been a good, fun week. Been a good time. But I don't know, I've been really enjoying it. I definitely think that if you're not down for Zelda and pretty much just Zelda, now is probably not the time to buy in. And like it'll probably become a good value proposition. Well, I don't know about value proposition, but it'll probably become a machine with enough titles to warrant more people buying by like wintertime, end of the year when Mario Odyssey comes out. Because by then, okay, so he just gives you a bunch of cash for showing him the cards, cool. Because by then there'll be like ARMS and Fire Emblem Warriors and hopefully Xenoblade 2. You know, there's going to be a fair selection by winter. But right now, it's certainly limited. That's for sure. Because right now, it's Zelda or nothing. You know, like I mean, not literally nothing, but like if you're not getting Zelda, you're taking a solid step down to the next title, which is like Fast RMX is probably the second best game, and then after that, like Bomberman and I Am Setsuna, which you know. Yeah, and a couple people, Random the Fox, Swagocrates, a bunch of people point out that, yeah, the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild is good. It absolutely is. So, you know, there's that. So right now, I really do think that it's going to take till, like, winter for it to become a good purchase for more people. And right now it's just like hardcore Nintendo fans and people who want to be on the bleeding edge, which is me. So Snipper Clips is really fucking good too, but you really do need another player to get the full experience. It's got single player and you just swap between the characters, but the multiplayer is way better. Sergeant Goatmilk says, I loved your stream with Matt. Gonna get Snipper Clips when I get my Switch. Game looks super fun. Highly recommend it. Me and Matt are probably gonna stream more Switch games near the end of March, like when Pocket Rumble comes, like after Pocket Rumble's out. We'll probably grab. God, what is that fighting game? World Heroes Perfect, which is also on the eShop in Japan. Although it is an Arcade Archives port, so it probably is flawed in the same way that KOF 98 and Waku Waku 7 are pretty flawed. Nonetheless, me and Matt like World Heroes too much, so we'll play it. Oh shit! Turn a corner, get gutted. Oh my god, I can't get anything going. Guard. No, that's the lock-on button. It's okay, you can't guard against knives anyway. Wow. Lucky jump over the sword there. Oh. I like the super over-the-top physics on everything. Look at those chairs in the corner. That's not what you should be doing as chairs. You sit on the ground. Wait for people to sit on you. Don't sit on each other, chairs. Come on. There we go. Yeah, dude, I love Matt. He's the best. Oh, Serlin wants to get Fantasy Strike on the Switch? That'd be awesome. Fantasy Strike's great. I should really stream that one day. Fantasy Strike's a really awesome game. Yeah, I need to know. Thanks, Jumbo. I just saw your message. I will check it out a bit later on the stream. Probably towards the end when we start wrapping up with donations and stuff. I think that'll be a good time. I'm not usually like a big multiplayer guy either, but I really love the Switch's like core design ideology of like, hey, you got 2 controllers all the time. Developers make a bunch of cool multiplayer games. Let's go. And I really get the idea that me and Matt are gonna do a bunch of streams for the multiplayer games as they come out, cause like there's a lot of fun stuff. Like between the Nindies and like the Nindies and all the like somewhat bigger multiplayer titles announced, like ARMS and Ultra Street Fighter 2 and stuff. Like we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a fucking good time. I love Matt. He's great. That's pretty funny, Nuthazad. You know, Taylor Steakhouse, I actually think that Kotaku's reviews tend to be pretty good. And I really like that Kotaku has the dicks to not score with a number. I really appreciate that Kotaku doesn't score with a number. Number-based scores are fucking garbage trash. And like not putting a number on their score is like a tacit acknowledgement that they know they're gonna get less clicks because people actually have to read and think about it for a second. So I actually kind of dig Kotaku's review format. I think it's like by default better than most review sites because like they don't have a fucking number slapped on the end. Yeah, I hate the word Nindies. It's the worst. Oh, Ozymandia, what you say like hits me straight in the heart. He says he wants low poly games with AAA quality animations on the Switch, and like, oh, that'd be so good. That'd be so good. Okay, I gotta get you a purse, gotta get perfume for the other girl. This is all doable stuff. Oh yeah, at the end of the stream last night, Matt actually had somewhere to be, but he hadn't warned me about it ahead of time, so that's why the stream ended a little weird. But like, don't worry, nothing bad happened in there. He just had to go. So. Ah, fuck. Good knockdown. Good hit. Good hit. He deserved that. Whatever. Get the bat out. Oh, I forgot how nice the bat was to control. Feels good. Yeah, bounce right off the sign. That's exactly what I wanted. Ah, that heat move didn't hit for some reason. I think I moved just away from it. Yeah, I do agree with you there. Strawberry Pantsu, he says, he'd say that number-based scoring, he doesn't think that number-based scoring is bad. It's just that people and some reviewers don't always understand what numbers should mean. And yeah, I mean, like, not using the full spectrum is difficult, and like, you constantly see people who berate games that get like 70s on Metacritic as awful games. And shit like that. Like, it's I agree. Like, ideally, numbers would be understood by all, and everyone would look at a 5 on 10 game and say, well, that's average. But instead, like, 5 is abysmal, pretty much, which is a bit fucked. And then you have some review areas that use the scale a bit more effectively. Like, I feel Edge is really good at using the full scale, kind of. They don't tend to give 1s and 2s and stuff, but then again, we don't really get that many games worth reviewing that are so poor. So I agree. Like, it's not that numbers are inherently broken. I actually think numbers are the ideal is numbers, but I think in the context of people like using and abusing numbers on reviews, I actually like kind of dig when reviewers are willing to shy away from using numbers. Because also, again, like it's a tacit acknowledgement of like, if I'm not using a number, I know I'm gonna get less clicks. But it's not 100% about that. It's about providing a good review. You know what I mean? But even that's a leap on my part, because that's not always a given. Yeah, old man. What's the price? Come on. Yeah, let's go take a sip. Let's go do it. Well, like, I don't agree with like using the school grading system for like, I don't think it transfers over. So in school, in Quebec, anything below a 60 is a fail, right? You need 60 to pass. I don't agree with the notion that a game that's below a 6 is a failure. Well, the way reviewers use the numbers now, a game below a 6 might be, but I don't agree that a game below a 6 should necessarily be a failure, and I do think 5 should be average. The reason we use that scale for schooling is because we need to certify that our citizens have a comprehension, a good tacit comprehension of like 60+% of the material, you know, or something like that, basically. But for games, it's not as important. Like, a game doesn't have to score, you know, we don't need every game scoring above 60 to ensure that our society will continue to operate, you know. So I do think that applying the, like, school ideology of, well, a game below a 60 is a fail, or a failure, I should say, to not sound like a memer. I think that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Personally, I really dig 4-star review scales, which is like newspaper movie reviews and stuff. Where like you get like really good, good, bad, really bad. And you never give 0. Because the moment you have 0, it's actually a secret 5-star rating system. So. Kind of like how a 5-star rating system is actually a 6-point rating system, you know? Yeah, no, actually, where are we going? Yeah, I will point out that Nier has a 68 on Metacritic, so... You know... Nier's amazing. Shit! Wow, cool, cool, cool! Yeah, rating by category is nice, Evan Drag, I agree. Having a different category for controls, gameplay, music, etc. I like that, definitely. Yeah, GamePro had that kind of scoring system, where they would use emotions to tell you how good a game was. Oh yeah, underground fighting tournaments. I was wondering when this was gonna come in. This, like footage of this was in the marketing for the game. And, like, I was like, okay, that must be a really prominent part of Yakuza 0. And, like, we're a good ways into the game and only finally getting to it. Yeah, Granny Rose, Super Bunny Hop. Well, George, he let me read over and like edit the script a little bit actually before the video went up, and he did a lot of really good research. Nothing in there I didn't know, but a lot in there where I was like, huh, I'm surprised that he knows this. I'm surprised that he. But that's George. He does great research, honestly. He does. So. I think that video turned out great as a fast 15-20 minute. Okay, what happened in Nier? It was never meant to be a Mr. Klemps like 2-hour expose on a game. Mr. Klemps is obviously like, if you want to go get a detailed rundown of the game, that's there. Super Bunny Hop's Nier video was like, okay, this is for people who aren't gonna want to watch Mr. Klemps or don't know about Mr. Klemps. This is the fast rundown of what happens in Nier. And I think it's a very good representation. There's of course details that get missed and stuff, but as far as squeezing the story of the game and some context into 15 minutes, I think it did a pretty good job. So, oh, the Gantz CG movie's on Netflix now. Damn, let's check that out.
何が罪の償いや。金
めったなこと言うもんやあらへん。しがない刑事のささやかな副業や。
で、俺をここに連れてきた。
Yeah, yeah, what am I down here for?
実
Exactly.
はここんとこ罪人の顔ぶれが変わり映えせんでな。勝負がマンネリ化しとる。そうなりゃ賭博の上がりも寂しなる。いやー、お前さんが試合盛り上げてくれたら手こ入れになるやろな。
俺に出場せい言うんだ。
何も1年間戦い言うんやない。ほんの3人ぐらい勝ち抜いてくれたらええん。
Okay, you want me to fight a bit, and then I can move forward.
あんたみたいなクソなデカ、めったにお目にかかれるもんちゃうな。せやけど、この胸。
See, I remember talking about this with Pat. Actually, well, let me back that thought up a sec. So Bruno Silva says ACG scores are buy, wait for sale, rent, or never touch. And he has in-depth review, and his reviews are quite in-depth. I've seen a couple of his reviews before. He is. I do think his reviews are good. Yeah, let's go. I remember talking about this with Pat a little bit on a podcast way back, where I kind of think it would be interesting if a review were able to have a score and also a number beside the score that was like a price point where you think it's completely worthwhile. You know, so say for like, and this came up, I remember, during the discussion about the Order 1886, where I said like, I'd probably give the game like a 6 or a 6.5, probably a 6, leaning towards 6. And but at the same time, I'd struggle to recommend it for $60. So I would say I would put down $20 on that label. You know. On the other hand, like a game like Nier Automata or Breath of the Wild, I'd have no problem giving a high score and leaving that dollar bill sign high. You know, and I think having that kind of like quantity of money attached to it also gives people like a bit of an idea as to maybe your perspective on its value. So, because I really don't agree with factoring the price of a game into the score, because then the score gets fucked up for when the game drops in price. Like okay, so a game that has a bad score, what happens when it goes on sale for $2? Like, wait, okay, no, let me take that back. That was a really poorly constructed sentence. A game that has a bad score based on extremely low playtime, what happens when it goes on sale for like $2? Well, it's fucked, because suddenly the thing that gave it a bad score is completely fixed, but the number remains the same. You follow? So like, I think having the score separate but presented alongside what you think a good price point would be, I think that provides a lot of good information, actually. Ow, 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 ow. Like, I think a good example of this is Bomberman on the Switch, where, like, I actually do think it's quite a good game. If I had to score it, like, arbitrarily, I'd say it's probably like a 7 or a 7.5. Like, it's actually quite good. Probably more towards 7. I would lean more towards 7. I saw some reviewers giving it 5s and stuff, and I don't really agree with those. But I'd probably give it like a 7. But I would, you know, put an addendum there and say, you know, probably wait for this game to be $30 or less. Like, I'd have an easy time recommending it there, but in Canada, the game's $65 plus tax, right? So... Yeah, Evan Drag asks, but does the value of the product define the quality of the product? Well, that's kind of what I'm saying, is I don't think the value should define the quality. I think the price of the game should have nothing to do with the rating and the score at the end of the review, you know, like, it doesn't make sense to like Journey's like an hour long. Hour and a half, maybe? And it's got fucking fantastic scores, despite its length. And people are able to look past it when they like the game, but when they don't like the game, it becomes a big issue, you know? and it starts to fuck up scores, you know. And I think Bomberman's a good example. I think Ultra Street Fighter 2 is going to get ravaged by this as well, where like I'm sure we're going to see some quite low scores for it, despite the fact that it is probably going to be the best version of Street Fighter 2. We're probably going to see some pretty low scores from it based purely on the price point, and that I don't really agree with, because like when it goes on sale, because Capcom is great at sales, when it finally goes on sale for $5 in a year, like suddenly it'll be really worthwhile. But people will look at the Metascore and be like, oh, Ultra Street Fighter 2 has a 6 on Metacritic, and they'll go like, oh, I guess this isn't worth my time. Where it's actually like, you know, no, it is worth your time at $5, absolutely. Just because those reviews were bad because of the value getting into the review score, suddenly the score's fucked for when the game goes on sale, and it's not accurate anymore. Let me chomp on some food. Health and heat dramatically. Seems good. Sorry, I know we're streaming and this should be a fun conversation, but I gotta pay attention right now. So I see a lot of people participating though in this discussion. Yeah, I agree with that. Everyone has a different definition of value. I completely do agree with that. And I don't presume to say that like just because I say the game's worthwhile at $20 means like nobody else should buy it, you know. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I bought Bomberman for 65 plus tax, which works out to about $80. And I feel fine with that purchase because I used it to stream and I played it with my friend and we had a really good time and I'm enjoying the game, you know, like, so I'm happy with that purchase. But I know some people who aren't even buying the game are like actively spending time online mocking people for buying the game. I saw that and I was like, fuck, like, yeah, so people's value propositions are definitely different, but like, that's why I think, you know, again, if I had to score it, I'd give it a 7. But I would also be able to comfortably, beside that, put like, I can easily recommend this to anyone for like 30 or less, you know, without that having to affect the score whatsoever. It's just there as like, hey, in case you're wondering about like the value of the game, this is kind of what I think. And although the value proposition is different for everyone, getting to have a review for the actual quality of the game next to a review for like the reviewer's perceived value, that's just more good information. God, I can't get in on this guy at all. Like he just keeps blocking like midway through my chains. I hate that. That's one thing I really hate about Yakuza's combat, honestly, that this game has not remedied for me, is like enemies blocking midway through combos.
Ends up winner, Goro Majima.
What do you think of Capcom holding timed exclusives for those games? There's nothing wrong with it. Games cost so much to fucking make. It's fine. You'll get it eventually. Oh, this guy looks fucking cool. Yeah, Ground Zeroes. That's a Sergeant Goatmilk. Really good point there. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is a great example. Let's see, yeah, what does Ground Zeroes have on Metacritic? Ground Zeroes has a 75 on Metacritic, so it actually shook out much better than I thought it did. But I do see some 5s and stuff. And I don't really think those 5s hold up in a world where the game is frequently on sale for $5. Yeah, Ground Zeroes is probably the best example of it, where like, the gameplay is fucking impeccable. But $40 was asking a lot of people for like what was like an hour-long main mission, and then, well, actually many hours of other content. But a lot of people weren't really into that; they just wanted the main mission. And I think if you've ever listened to the podcast or anything, I love the Ground Zeroes, and I was a big warrior for Ground Zeroes back when it came out. Whoop. What do you think about games that announce DLC months before their release? Fuck, Injustice already has 9 DLC characters lined up? Fuck, that's crazy considering it's not... How long is it? 5 months to launch? Holy shit. It's a reality of like the gaming landscape right now, but it's not something I really agree with necessarily. Or I don't really like announcing like a big huge slate of DLC before launch. Like even Breath of the Wild did that, and I was like, come on, don't do that. I guess it's good to know what you're getting into, but like, you know, I think what I would prefer is like, okay, well here's the game, and okay, just fair warning, heads up, we're gonna have costume DLC, we're gonna have a couple extra levels, we're gonna have like, just brief me on it, you know, just let me know what's up, but no need to like blow it out and be like, look at all this fancy shit. But at the same time, as I say that, it's like, okay, but what about season passes? And then I guess my answer is I wish season passes would die in a fire forever. But then my answer actually morphs into I wish season passes would die in a fire forever, except for the games I like, in which case bring it on. Like, for example, if they announced a Nier Automata season pass today, I would buy it in a fraction of a second. I would buy it, and I would buy it for my friends. Because I just want more of that game, no matter what, you know? For Smash, I actually, Smash didn't have a season pass, did it? You know, for ARMS, I would buy a season pass instantly. Oh, fuck. I'm doing really bad in this fight. Just try to stop talking. For Final Fantasy 15, I bought the season pass right away. For Resident Evil 7, I bought the season pass right away. But I guess that's the problem, right? When season passes are done good and DLC is done good, I don't really mind so much. But then when you get a bad season pass, it's like the worst fucking thing in the world. Like, I hated Bioshock's season pass. I wish I hadn't bought it. Bioshock Infinite. I liked whatchamacallit, I forget its name. I actually did like that. Can't hit him while he's on the ground. But like, I really didn't like the combat arena bullshit, like, at all, and I thought that was a complete waste of my money. Like, season passes vary so fucking wildly in quality. Again, personally, I wish they could just loosen up a little bit on those things, but if developers could at least just back off with microtransactions in games, I wouldn't be so pissy about the state of the industry. DLC is a it's not even an evil. When it's done properly, man, it lets you, you know, it lets you genuinely expand your game in positive ways. But like, microtransactions in games can go fuck off the edge of a cliff. Yeah, movies don't have season passes. For movies, it's the upsell, right? Upsell to 3D, upsell to sit in that D-box seat that vibrates. And then selling physical media later. Yeah, Borderlands 2 has a messy situation with the season pass. I don't remember the specifics of it, though. Yeah, I see someone saying, remember when DLC was called expansions, which, yeah, that line plays on nostalgia really well, but there's no real difference except for, you know, they stopped making them as good. I think there's some games that do DLC properly. I do. I absolutely do. But I think there's a lot of games, a lot more games that do it shite. Yeah, like, I didn't think the Deus Ex Mankind Divided Season Pass was worthwhile, but I thought the individual pieces of, like, story content that you could buy, those story missions, I thought they were worthwhile, you know? So... And also, like, the expansion for Human Revolution as well, that was $5, The Missing Link. I thought The Missing Link was great for $5, you know? There are games that totally do it right, I think. CVP asks, how do you feel about $60 games having microtransactions? Do you think they should only be in free-to-play games? I'll edit your question to how do you feel about microtransactions, and how do you, or no, I'll edit it to how do you feel about purchased games having microtransactions? I fucking hate them, man. Microtransactions are they're fucking evil. The premise of microtransactions is that people can keep buying them forever. Like, that's the fucking premise. You know, if there was a limit, at least, I wouldn't feel so awful about them. But, like, you know, like in Overwatch, right? You just keep fucking buying because you just need to keep fucking getting stuff. It'd be nice if, like, if you hit $200, they would give you everything or something. But instead, it's fucking, like, scum disgusting, where it's microtransactions are just, they're designed to prey on people. And that's where the term whales comes from. Like, microtransactions are just gross in any game. And they're even worse in fucking purchased, like, retail games. It sucks, man. Like, Overwatch is fucking fun. I enjoy playing Overwatch. It is a very enjoyable game. But, like, I don't think it should get a free pass on those microtransactions because of how enjoyable it is, you know? It's still, like, the microtransactions are literally just made to prey on people. Like, otherwise you would just sell the skins, you know? Otherwise, it would just be DLC buying the different costumes. Like, you know, could you imagine if Street Fighter V, the only way to get fucking costumes was to get them randomly? Like, that would be, people would be, like, going nuts over that. Capcom would never hear the end of it. Not that they already don't hear the end of it for Street Fighter V, but, like, man. I like this song. Okay, we're getting real here. Yeah, that new Overwatch hero does look pretty cool, though. Orisa? Is that it? Oh, yeah, and timed microtransaction stuff is the worst. Yeah, Swagocrates says it here. You can only get it this month or it's gone forever. Oh, better buy a bunch of rolls right now. Yeah, Ozymandia says, crazy stupid idea. What if you paid a subscription fee to a company? And again, don't immediately jump to Square Enix or Capcom. Just think company so we don't get all biased here. And they just made games for free. Like, you would receive their games for free. You pay different amounts based on which teams you'd like to support and which games you'd like to see. So that is legitimately and literally the Patreon model. And that's tough for games. Patreon's really good, or I should say models where you pay a regular fee and receive regular rewards. It's really good for games that are iterative, games where they feel comfortable providing constant, like, beta and alpha access and updates. You know, the types of games we do tend to see on Patreon. For an actual company, it would be really, really tough to just work off Patreon, I think. I think that would be really, really difficult, actually. You'd have to get a lot of clout. And you'd have to have a game that, again, can really be, like, iterated. That being said, there are, you know, games like MMOs and stuff that have subs, you know, like FF14 has subs. Granted, you still have to purchase the base game, you know, so.
ほんまに嬉しいわ。ちょうどわしも真島君に会いたい思っとったとこなんやで。
はあ？お前が俺に何の用や？
この前の殴り合いはほんまに楽しかったな。
Yeah, you awful asshole.
うっとりしてまうわ。あ、せやけど警察に邪魔されて最後まで蹴りがつかんかったやろ。
自分で呼んだんやないか。
アーセンと真島君、お店では殴り合いしてくれへんねんもん。せやけどどんなにええ喧嘩でも蹴りつけへんのはあかん。野球の試合と同じやで。途中で腕中止になったら選手のエプレーも無意味になってまうやろ。
5回裏まで終わっとれば試合は有効や。
何言うてんねん。あの喧嘩はまだ1回表や
This is baseball talk. I don't know any of this stuff. Is that real? If the weather ruins the game, but it's past the bottom of the fifth, it still counts? That's neat. If that's real. If Goro's not a huge liar.
誠がさらわれた。やったんはお前か。
なんや、仕事の話かい。
Yeah, he'll take it.
誠さらったんは白いスーツの見たこともない男や。お前の仲間やないんか。
わしにそないな友達はおらんで。
なんやて？
せやけど予想はつく。わしでも真島君でもない第三の勢力や。
第三の勢力？一体何者や？
まあ、わしは大方目星ついとるけどな。
知っとるんか？誰なんや？
西谷さん、これ。
God.
そうや。酒買うてきてくれるか？
Is that gonna work?
せっかくの来客やん。
Is that request gonna work?
わかりました。
Damn.
ちょっと待っとってください。
Oof. Tells you a lot. Any games I've played that I wish I'd gone back and put more time into? Melee. I wish I'd put more time into Melee. I don't know. I don't play a lot of like multiplayer games, so like as far as like skill-based improvements through more time, I don't know. None really jump out at me.
わしらみたいな仕事しとるとな、安全なねぐらがよう見つからんのや。ほんともそうちゃうか？
あ？
せやけど、ここはお上に守られた日本一安全なねぐらや。
こないな連中に囲まれて安全やと？
拳一つでわしの玉取ろっちゅうような人間はおらん。大抵は刃物や飛び道具使ってきよる。ここやったらそないなもん持ち込めへんからな。ここはほんまに熟睡できる我が家や。
西谷、誠をさらった第三の勢力は何もんや。
そうやな。真島君は知りたいわな。
Yeah, Chris Hansen. If a large developer does stumble upon a good formula for a live online game, then you fucking rake the cash in, man. Making a content platform is where it's at. Like, seriously. That's where the money's at. You get people in on your content platform, you get your retention numbers up, you'll do good. Project M's really cool, Ozymandia. Project M's great. I haven't played it that much, but it's great. Absolutely great.
わしは強いもんを見るとな、 そこが固なってしまうんや。もう我慢できへん。
変わったやつやな。お望み通りとことんしばき倒したるわ。
Yeah, I'm keen to see what the actual DLC for Zelda is, because right now there's the shitty, like, oh, here's a bunch of garbage treasure chests in the world, and the hard mode thing, and that's kind of shitty. Fuck. But I'm excited to see what the actual DLC for Zelda will be, like when it gets its extra dungeon and shit like that. Because that's where the real meat's gonna be. And then we'll see if that season pass is worthwhile or not. Because definitely the stuff we've seen right now, so just the chests and again like the hard mode and stuff, that's for me not nearly enough to warrant the season pass. But we will see. I hope Nintendo can do it right, but you know, their Fire Emblem DLC has been nothing short of abysmal. Their DLC for New Super Mario Bros. 2 was it was actually good, but the pricing was fucked. Like I think you were paying like $3 for a stage in New Super Mario Bros. 2, which, like, they were good stages, but Mario stages you finish in like a minute, so they were over way too fast, in my opinion. For me, the value wasn't there. Still looks good. Use that item. Still looks good. No complaints. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Well, I'm glad I got to see that once. Oh, he's doing this again. Oh wow, I didn't even get a prompt on that or anything. That's cool. That's fun. I didn't see that last time. Oh shit, oh shit. He's doing it again. That floor move's great. Big damage, big damage, big damage. Should really heal. I'm gonna heal, I'm not gonna risk it. Yeah, I guess let's just go health dramatically. Wait, fuck, did I just actually use the wrong healing item? I guess I did. I don't really have issues with cosmetic DLC though, like costumes and shit. Like I would like if your game has cosmetics like that, I would really like if the core game has a bunch, you know, like I wish Street Fighter V kind of had like 2 or 3 alt costumes per character included in the game before you get to the DLC costumes. So, but I don't really mind cosmetics beyond a certain point, you know. Like for Nier Automata, when they announced the costumes for DLC, like that'll be fine. It won't bother me even like whatsoever, because it's not that kind of game. But I don't know. It gets very subjective at that point. I continued the Berserk story mode a bit. Yeah, it's still really good, man. I really like it. I think there's a reason fighting games haven't tried the MOBA pricing method for new stuff. I mean, I think Street Fighter V's on the way to that eventually. Killer Instinct has a free-to-play format as well. You can download Killer Instinct with like a free character who rotates every 2 weeks, I think, and you can buy each character individually. So. Yeah, cosmetic DLC are almost always overpriced. I do think that's the case as well, but I believe Persona 5 has Persona 2 costume DLC, Ozymandias. I think it does.
表向きには登場界の大門を掲げとらん裏の組織や誠ちゃんをさらったんは
I also think like you could just take a lot of DLC that's like that most people consider to be a poor value proposition, like $5 swimsuits in Street Fighter 5, and if you lowered them to like $1 for a set of 2, or maybe even $2 for a set of 2, like suddenly they become a lot more appealing products, and I don't feel as shitty about them. I mean, Rio, I guess that's just, Rio asks about game companies being on the stock market and allowing shareholders to influence their moves and stuff. It's not so much that they influence their moves, it's well, no, I mean they do, but not in a direct way. It's more just like, well, we have to we can't risk not making a lot of money or we'll upset our shareholders. And they are legally required to, you know, report everything to their shareholders, and as publicly traded companies, that's their responsibility, and that's what they got themselves into, like, decades ago, when a lot of these big companies did go publicly traded, and that's just the reality of it. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't really have particular complaints about it, because I mean, yeah, sure, it causes stuff like, you know, For Honor is just is a great game surrounded by like a bunch of shit microtransactions, but then on the other hand, like Square Enix just put out Nier Automata, which is like so fucking ridiculously aimed at the core audience that they haven't even formally announced DLC. No microtransactions, no nothing. So, you know, it varies by game. Honestly, it varies by game and by company as well. So I don't have any like blanket thoughts about like shareholders influencing games or anything. You know, I kind of like how Nintendo just kind of does whatever the fuck they want in regards to their shareholders and stuff. Like, oh no, they made mobile games. Whoops. Hasn't really affected their core games at all, as far as I can see. I think. Yeah, Train Simulator has like $1 million of DLC, but it's like mostly cosmetic though. So. Smash 4 DLC was quite expensive as well. I think they knew that people wanted it on that. It was fucking expensive. I mean, you got stuff in nice big bundles of content, but you know, I think the DLC ended up outpacing the cost of the game at a certain point, I think. So. Yeah, Terrangel. I haven't played the new Deus Ex Mankind Divided DLC. I really would like to though. I really dug that game. So. I think eventually Street Fighter 5 will have a free version. I really do. It just makes sense when you see the menus, when you see how individual characters can be locked, and like licenses and product purchases are all tied individually. Like, eventually they'll put out a free-to-play version of Street Fighter 5. I'd be shocked if they didn't. I'd be really, really shocked if they didn't. So. Corvin Chi says, in regards to Nintendo, you say they do whatever they want in regards to their shareholders, but I think that the shareholders may have pressured them to release the Switch in time for their next shareholder meeting and see where that leads. It is a console with one game right now. You know, sure, but I don't think, for me, I don't think that's a problem. Like, the console's fine. We've seen some isolated issues of stuff not working. Joy-Con disconnects and some like poor screens and stuff like that. But like, as far as I can see, a lot of that is confirmation bias more than anything else. There's people experiencing the issues, but like they've probably sold well over 1 million units, and I've only seen like tens of people with problems on like various forums and stuff. I don't really think that like I have an issue with the way the Switch was released. I mean, like, if you don't want it, don't buy it. You know, ultimately the market's still going to speak for that. And whether or not they were pressured by shareholders to release it for their next quarter's finances, I don't know. I also do think there was like some internal pressure themselves, because like, what are they supposed to do? Just let another quarter go by without a console? Like, there's no, like, there was one Wii U game left and it was Zelda. Were they supposed to delay Zelda till like summer when they could release Switch with Mario Kart and ARMS at launch or something? You know, like, I don't think it would have gotten like hugely better if they would have waited another season or anything. Like, what are they supposed to wait till December? Because that would be a fucking mess. Then they'd have a whole year of no new console, you know? So I think the bigger issue with the Switch is just Nintendo didn't have a second worthwhile game to release rather than anything else. This is great. This whole set of scenes is fantastic. You don't look so good right now. Ah, Mr. Wolfwood, I just got to the second town you're supposed to go to. Oh, shit.
ビリケンさんには用をしてもろたんですがね。娘が大学行きたいなんて言うもんでして、ちょっと気張らなあかんのです。何言うとるんや。
Yeah, that one, Mr. Wolfwood, exactly.
ビリケンさんからもろてた小遣いの100倍くれる。
But I've been doing so many side quests in Zelda, or side
やっぱ東京の人は羽振りええんですな。
Love you too, 5.
買われたんか。誰にや。
Oh! I didn't think that was gonna happen.
昔おっちゃんに言われた通りや。悪いことばっかりしてたら罰やったんな。なあ、おっちゃん。真島君、わしはこのアホンダラと肩つける。
西谷、あんた
思いっきり暴れたらええ。思いっきり楽しんだらええ。ヤクザなんぞどうせ早押しのや。なら後先考えんと。自分の道前に進めや。
何言うとるんや。さっさとくたばらんかい。
Oh, brutal.
Majima. 誠っちゅう女生かした責任きっちりと取らんかい。行けやマジマ。
That cop should fucking run right now. No, maybe you should run. Maybe you shouldn't have spent all that time doing nothing. Now he's gonna get fucking beasted on. Christ. That was dope. That chapter was like really fast, but like that whole sequence with Nishitani was awesome. That's super good. Now he's gonna get fucking blasted. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna go get a bottle of water right as soon as this... Right as soon as I have a second here. I'm just gonna get some water. Not a bottle, actually, just a glass. Right here. I'll get myself a quick glass of water. And also I need to get my girlfriend's computer out of this room because she forgot to take it out. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be back in like a second. Yeah, the mic's still on. Don't worry, Metroidzard. I know I left it on. Dope. I'm back. I'm returned. With a small glass of water just in time to enter the Den of Desires. So there are 17 chapters in this game, right? We're making pretty good headway through it. I will never rotate my saves, Jumbo Man. Rotating saves is for cowards.
ちょっとの間、蒼天堀からお前の姿が消えたって報告があってな。心配したんだぜ。てっきり誰かに殺されて川に沈められたんじゃねえかってな。
留置場の西谷に会いに行っとったんや。
うん。へえ。わざわざ留置所にまで足を運ぶなんて仕事熱心じゃない。蒼天堀はお前の庭じゃねえんだよ。檻なんだよ、檻。ホテルでさえ出かけるときにはフロントに一声かかるよな。檻の中のお前が何黙って出てんだよ。
Wow, this is really great shit.
なあ。でよ、そんなに急いでどこ行くつもりだったんだ？
もちろん。あんたに報告しに来とくや。
だよな。よかった。こんな場所でお前殺したらかわいそうじゃん。掃除のおばちゃんがよ。
God, this guy's sick. In all senses. I like that little poop drawing that someone drew on the wall to the left, on the side of the stall. That's great.
せやけど、誠を奪っていった白いスーツの男は西谷とは関係あらへんかった。誠を奪ったのは日教連のセラっちゅうやつや。
日教連。
大門は隠しとるな。東上会の直系組織。
東上会。島野の兄弟と同じ。
西谷を雇ったのも東上会や。堂島組の人間やった。
じゃあ東上会の勢力が3つも牧村誠を狙ってるってことか。この情報全部留置場で西谷に吐かせたのか。
Bruno Silva, Kuzuno Honkai is fucking great. Dragon Maid and Konosuba are my favorites. Those three are my favorites. And I also like Saga of Tanya the Evil. I think is quite enjoyable. Interviews with Monster Girls is it's riding the line. I'm not sure. I am enjoying it, but it's really close to dipping into not enjoyment territory. It's real close.
日教連って連中も目の付けどころがオツじゃないの。
どういう意味や。
そりゃお前、牧村誠みてえな女の子が泣いて歩いてても違和感ねえからな、椿園は。言ってみりゃわかるって。それじゃあ早速行くとするか。
Ozymandias says his Path of Radiance save file, for some reason, says it took him 1,984,801 hours to beat Chapter 28, which that's a great issue. Go to the Camellia Grove. All right, yeah, we can do that.
それじゃあ椿園に行くぞ。連中も警戒してるはずだ。
Oh yeah, immediately just gun it.
早いとこ案内して。
よし、出発だ。
Wow, those windows are really nice. Do you think we could get a worldwide release on the next Yakuza game if 0 and Kiwami and 6 do well? I don't know, man. I don't know. Because it might just not make sense, you know? If 7's coming out in Japan, like, end of the year, early next year, like... Ugh, I don't know if we'll be caught up by then, you know? Unless they delay 7 till, like, deep into next year. Maybe that would do it. Yeah, Random the Fox, I agree with you. A lot of manga artists and writers who do Monster Girl stuff are fucking cowards. And Monster Girls are like basically just a normal girl but with pointy teeth or hairpins or like I get cold, you know? Yeah, Monster Girls, yeah. It varies. Like the fucking girl who gets chilly in interviews with Monster Girls. Who gives a shit? She gets cold. The succubus woman, on the other hand, is done really well because they actually do write her struggles and her issues and stuff. And it's actually interesting to see that character. But like, the Dullahan also is not really that interesting. She's a girl whose head pops off. Otherwise, she acts just like a girl. She has a weird strap thing that lets her hold her head on her chest. Whoa! Crazy Monster Girls. If you want to do Monster Girls, you gotta walk closer to like kimono and furry territory. You have to. You have to. That's where, like, because those are the two sides of the bar, right? And Monster Girls have to get closer to that edge in order to succeed, or be interesting in a visual manner, which is a really bad way of saying that sentence, but. Yeah, Tennyson puts it well. They become too animalistic and it gets weird / impossible to have them coexist. But that's what would be interesting about it.
登場界の情けをかけられてるうちにこの件から身を引いてください。
大門隠してこそこそうろつくような男に
Thank you, Jumbo
情
man.
けかけられる覚えなんかないで。
聞く耳を持ってください。これ以上
Yeah, the other fucking tribes in Breath of the Wild, they go all in.
そりゃよっぽど大事なもん奥に隠しとるんやな。ますます行くしかないやろ。
どうしても引く気はないってことでいいんですね。
当たり前やろが。
Yeah, Grey-Hearted Hero, that is kind of the point of the show. I do agree that they are just deep down regular girls who have supernatural traits, but I don't think their supernatural traits are interesting. Like the Yukiona, I don't find her interesting. She's cold. She's chilly. The temperature's a little low around her. If she was in Montreal, nobody would notice. She'd be a regular woman. You know, and if she was just girl from Quebec, if it was vampire, Dullahan, succubus, and girl from Quebec, people would laugh. But that's pretty much what she is. So, yeah, so the show is totally about them being regular girls, but like, I find they're like a little too regular almost, and that's what I kind of find a little duller about it. Because I also find it doesn't really go far enough in how like regular they are. Like Kuzuno Honkai is a show that, and like Akuno Hana, those are good shows about like regular situations that go way too far. Wow, those guys just jumped out of the water. Anyway, those are good shows about like regular situations going way too far, and Monster Girls is like regular situation going nowhere. MSN04 Sazabi says, girls from Quebec do classify as monster girls in my opinion. Which is great. Can't argue with that. Yeah, Malevolent Cafe, don't worry, I've seen Monster Musume. As much as it's like shallow, garbage, ecchi nonsense with no real depth, I actually adore Monster Musume. I've been a big fan of Okayato's comics since, like, for over a decade. Like, back when it was just, like, 4 comas and, like, those long, like, one-shot panels he did. I've been a really big fan of him for a long time, so... despite the fact that it's incredibly shallow and I know it, I actually do quite like Monster Musume. But that's the one. Like, when I come across other Monster Girl shows that are trying to be Monster Musume, I find them uninteresting, because Monster Musume is not that interesting in the first place. It was just, like, the first one to really go that far, I guess, you know? And actually, Okayato, he's writing another Monster Girl manga right now called, I don't know if it's 1-2 Beast or 12 Beast. I really don't know if it's 1-2 Beast or 12 Beast. I can't tell. But he's writing this manga called, let's go with 1-2 Beast, because that's what I think it is. And I think it's actually worse than Monster Musume. It's like the most fucking generic fantasy manga ever. And I actually really don't like it, which sucks, because I enjoy Monster Musume a lot, and I want him to succeed. But like, 1-2 Beast, fucking, ugh. It's trash. I like the protagonist of Monster Musume, because he's kind of nothing, but he also has no, like, real, like, sexual attraction to the girls at all. Like, they're all just friends of his. And I know that's played for jokes, but I appreciate that about him. He's like a generic protagonist, but he's also not obsessed with being a pervert all the time, which is like one of the shittiest traits to ever write into a protagonist. Otherwise, he's kind of like, yeah, Mary Sue, you know, whatever. But he's kind of fun for that, like, nonsense, ecchi, manga kind of setting, I guess. Like, I gotta say, ecchi manga where the protagonist is a pervert are, like, the lowest class of ecchi manga, because it's just like, oh, hey, you wrote your character to whatever. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? He's grabbing boobs. Oh, wow. How impressive. But I really like him. I really, I dig Kimihito as a generic protagonist. And I will point out that his name, Kimihito, just means, like, that guy, pretty much. So, but then when you get to 12 Beast, the protagonist is the fucking worst in 12 Beast. Where he's just, the protagonist is just Kirito. He's just capable, and he's smart, and he's good, and he's strong, and he goes to this other world. And, like, even though he's a huge nerd who plays on his PSP because he's a nerd, and now you identify with him, he's actually, like, a super good martial artist who can fight, and, like, he's stronger than anyone else, and, man, he's awful. He's fucking awful. I hate the protagonist in 12 Beast. And it really makes me realize that, yeah, Kimihito might have been a fluke, and Okoyato might actually be a genuinely bad writer. And Monster Musume might not be as ironic or on the nose as I once hoped. But I still do enjoy it. Konosuba has a good main character, Kazuma. Hi, Kazuma desu. He's great. And he's somewhat similar to the main character in 12 Beast, except he's, like, not good at things, and he's, like, scum, and he's awful, and the girls don't like him and stuff, you know? Unlike the characters in 12 Beast, where they all love him, and he's good at everything, and, you know. Get up. Get up, though. I can knee you, but get up. Okay, we're doing a lot of fights. We're doing a lot of big fights right now. Okay, I gotta get Knife Man out of the way. Let me get that chair. Then this will go really well. Yeah, perfect. Damn it, that prompt doesn't last long enough. I missed it the last time it came up, too. I wasn't ready for it. Yeah, I agree with Jumbo Man. Like, Monster Musume feels like a happy accident. Like, I do like Okoyato a lot, but seeing 12 Beast, it's like, oh my god, this thing's awful. How did Monster Musume happen? And the Monster Musume anime was like great adaptation. That's good. And like, there's weird shit in Monster Musume that I really don't like. Like, I really don't like that chapter with Pappy, where the fucking cameramen take advantage of her and like want to record her egg laying process. Like, that shit's really creepy. But like, I kind of appreciate that in a Monster Girl thing, where they're going like where he's going really far with the idea. Unfortunately, it's obviously just played for the fetish, and that's kind of weak. But like, if you're gonna do Monster Girl stuff, I want you to try to go all the way with it, like that kind of stuff. It's at least interesting. I do think that one, again, aired more on the side of like creepy fan service than it did like thought-provoking or anything. But like, that's why for me, like interviews with Monster Girls, I feel like there's points where it's like not even trying to be interesting. It's not really pushing the characters in a lot of ways, except for the succubus woman, who is getting a lot of really good play, because they're really demonstrating how her succubusness is causing her genuine problems in her life. There was a detective featured in the last episode too, who basically just has to go like pre-interview and keep an eye out on succubuses to make sure they're not trying to abuse their abilities. And that was kind of interesting. That was kind of thoughtful. That was like the guy actually wrote something for us. Like, he sat down for a second and said, "This is a smart thing to write. Let's write this." That turned out well. I like that. Can I grab the doors? I noticed they're glowing. Oh no, I can kick the doors. Can I knock people through the doors though? That seems like something I should be able to do. Yeah, maybe not. No, okay. I was hoping there'd be a heat move. Doesn't look like it. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I don't really need it. I appreciate everyone also saying that 12 Beast sucks, because I keep buying the volumes, hoping to myself, next one will be good, next one will be good. And they're always alright with a dose of, oh my god, this main character sucks. Main character's trasho. In the anime series, they're not mainly focused on comedy / ecchi right now, not really into that stuff. I would recommend Saga of Tanya the Evil, which is called Yojo Senki in Japanese. It's pretty good. It's not like world-changing or anything, but it's pretty good. It's super not themed on that. It's themed on war and like a girl who's... Well, it's themed on war. I don't really want to spoil the the little twist that is revealed in episode 2. That kind of makes the premise a bit more interesting. But it's kind of like a war anime. It's got a little girl in it, but it is definitely not fan servicey, as far as I can see. Does Mushishi count as Monster Girl anime? I mean, it features one, right? So, but okay. That's one thing I don't like about Monster Girls. That's one thing I really don't like about Monster Girls, is Monster Girls has to be the genre. And that's something I really don't like. I really don't dig that. And that goes for like anthropomorphic stuff as well. Like Star Fox, the genre is not furry. Battletoads, the genre is not furry, you know? It just happens to have anthropomorphic characters, you know? And so that's something I don't like, the trying to define stuff as like, is this a Monster Girl anime? Well, no, it's a harem anime that features Monster Girls. Man, fuck, that's too fast. I keep missing it. So I don't really like that definition. And part of the reason I don't like it is because you see a lot of creators now, like, obsessed with, like, I'm gonna make a Monster Girl thing, and they kind of, like... And it's clear that that's all they're making, and they're not making a good, like, fantasy plot to go with it, or a good, you know, whatever kind of plot to go with it. And, like, that's kind of the problem with 12 Beast. It's like, I'm gonna make another Monster Girl thing, but, like, that's it. This time it's gonna be vaguely action-themed, but it's still Monster Girl is the main thing. I don't know if I'm making a compelling point or not. I feel like my point's getting weaker the more I play this game. Any animes like Bebop on now? Not really. Not right now. Not right now, I don't think. But gonna need to boost myself up. Oh, perfect! I got a Stamina Royale. Exactly what I wanted. Let's go. I haven't finished watching Mushishi. It seemed good, but... Yeah, Ren and the Fox, that's true. Andros did have some good lines in Star Fox Zero. I still like Star Fox Zero, honestly. The skill ceiling requirement is just way too high. So... What the fuck is this castle? We're in fucking Takeshi Beats goddamn castle. Like... Welcome to Goof Central. Can I take your order? Fuck. Like, Monster Girls should at most be a tag. Not like an absolute genre, you know? That's how I feel about it. But even then, you don't tag stuff as human, you know? And likewise, you don't tag... Like, okay, if there's a dragon in your story, and the dragon's a character, you don't tag it as dragon. You know what I mean? And, like, I think that's a problem with Monster Girls right now, is it's like, it's a trend to make Monster Girls. Make sure everyone knows it's a Monster Girl thing. But you wouldn't tag other fantastic creatures. You know, and like, Deus Ex, well, not, Deus Ex isn't a good example. Like, Ex Machina is not an android movie. It's science fiction that features android concepts of humanity and stuff like that. Monster Girl as like a genre is fucking busted. That's the problem. That's the problem with anime these days. It's the monster girl tag. The powerful tag that's abused. Yeah, Takeshi's Castle is amazing. Anyone who hasn't watched Takeshi's Castle, go watch it. And then go watch Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, because you'll appreciate it. Damn it, Maskinrin. No, Monster Girl is not a genre. Or at least it shouldn't be a genre. Because that's a problem. We're getting down to the real issues. I know we said we'd never talk politics, but we have to get down to the real issues tonight. Is cute anime girl a genre? I think that's also a problem. Not as bad as Monster Girl, because I like Monster Girl better. Can I pick up the pot? No, that's not an item. It's a fucking battle dungeon. Oh shit! I looked away for a second and it was right in my face. Nope, outranged. Outplayed. Yeah, the Akiba's Trip anime is alright. Awful animation, but it's alright. I watched the first 3 episodes and then I dropped it. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Some of the jokes are really shitty. And the animation's fucking poor. Like, you can really see their hearts in it, but like, the results aren't there. Yeah, Takeshi's Castle is the original Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, that's it. They dubbed it over in English as Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, which, when you're in on the joke, is actually kind of funny. But if you don't know about it, it might strike you as... My girlfriend hated watching Most Extreme Elimination Challenge the other night. We watched Takeshi's Castle, and then I made her watch an episode of MXC as a joke, and she really didn't like it. Because she was like, oh, it's just awful. But I think there's a certain charm to it. Don't get me wrong, I'd prefer to watch the original any day of the week, but like... Seeing a bunch of Japanese people poorly dubbed over with incorrect English is great. Like, one of the fucking guys is named Saul... what's his name? Saul Greenberg. And before he does his challenge, he raises his arm up in the air and, like, yells really quietly, Mazel Tov! And it's like those kinds of gags are just real good. Where it's like, that is clearly a Japanese person. That is clearly a person who is named a totally different thing from Saul Greenberg, and he totally wasn't yelling Mazel Tov, but I kind of appreciate that you're trying to make me think he was. This guy's not that fun to fight. Okay, I've been getting a lot of healing items, so I should just regenerate myself again. Shorter your health quite a bit. Sounds good. Have I watched Last Exile? No, I have not watched Last Exile. It's kind of neat. Let's power up too, because I've got like $1 million use, and I haven't been using them. Heat retention. Where the move's at? Yeah, I never really went training at all, did I? Pretty sure attack power is not bad though. Real expensive, but we got the cash. Spend. I watched a little bit of Overlord, but I felt like it was like pretty shallow, so I dropped it. I mean, most anime isn't high pros anyway, so just didn't really get me. Neoripo says, in Spain, Takeshi's Castle is called Yellow Humor. And he assures me they're not racist. He doesn't know what I mean. Yeah, Drakengard 3 is awesome, but the performance is abysmal. The performance is really the problem in that game. Okay. Gotta take this all in.
それは花からお前に伝えるつもりだ。信用しろ。俺はお前の敵じゃない。
Oh, never watched Birdie the Mighty, but it looks cool. I like Birdie's design a lot.
手荒な真似をして悪かった。しかし、お前の覚悟を知っておきたくてな。
覚悟やと？
知っての通り、日教連以外にも牧村誠を狙っている組織がある。そのほとんどが俺の予想の範疇だったが、一つだけ思いもよらぬ展開になった。それが真島、お前の存在だ。3年前、忽然と島の組から消えた組員がなぜ今蒼天堀にいるのか。そしてなぜ牧村誠に関わっているのか。近江連合の佐川に弱みを握られてお前が動いたことは想像がついた。だがここからがわからない。
Yeah, Ghost Sandals, you should be fine playing Persona 5 without any other Persona game. You should be totally fine. You can play any Persona game without the others, pretty much.
俺は誠の価値なんか。
そう、お前は知らない。じゃあなぜ危険を冒してまでここにたどり着いた？あの女に惚れたってことか？まさかな。
お前が俺の何を知っとんねん。俺が人助けたらあかんのか？
そうカッカするな。なんであれ彼女を助けたい一心なのは分かった。お前の気持ちを踏みにじる気はない。だが今は東上界の未来を左右する重要な事態だ。すでに多くの血も流れてる。もしも生半可なヒーロー気取りで首を突っ込んでるなら受け入れがたい。お前の覚悟を知っておく必要があってな。
随分物騒なやり方やの。で、確かめた結果はどないやね
ん。俺は慎重派でね。
I was gonna say, we still have to fight. I can tell he's the type who's played college ball, so... Oh, The Boy and the Beast was such a good movie, yeah. Really liked it. Oh, such a good movie. Summer Wars is still one of my favorites, honestly, so...
あんたのやり方に従うんは尺やが、俺も手っ取り早いんは言葉より拳や。ええやろ。やったるわ。
お前の覚悟を見せてもらおう。
Okay, we got a real boss fight. Or do we? Or do we have a pushover? Okay, no, we got a real boss fight. Let's get the bat out. Man, that still works. That still works perfectly. Yeah, Wolf Children, Ame and Yuki was also really good. I like that movie. Didn't really like the ending all that much, but it was really, really good. I'd be hard-pressed to say anything actually bad about it. Yeah, there's a lot of parallels between Summer Wars and the Digimon movie. because it's the same director, so. Oh, here we go. Out of the way. Man, I like how getting the prompts partway through bosses, like, it's not... You're not doing damage, you're just staying away from damage. I kind of dig that. God damn it, I was in stun lock there. Hang on. Okay. I'm gonna have to heal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to heal. This guy's 2 in there. Yeah. Fuck. Like right now, I'm yeah, fuming. Come on, walk into it, walk into it, walk into it. Yeah, there we go. That barely worked. Eat it, big damage, let's go. Oh no. I went for a big charge move and I got, oh no. Yeah, I want this style right now because the moves are a little bit faster. Ah, good whiff, great whiff, amazing whiff. Let's go again, let's do it again. Can I land that move in this fight? Can I land that move in this fight? That's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. He's on reaction avoiding it, so that's not happening. Let me, I'm actually mashing to get away. Even when you start getting in, like, I mentioned it earlier, I really hate how in Yakuza enemies just break out of your combo strings. It's fucking trash. Like, that's part of the reason I really don't agree with the discussion about how Yakuza's combat is so good. Because they have some really trash mechanics, like enemies being able to break out of your combos and shit, that I really don't agree with at all. Fuck, man. No, that's not happening. This one will work perfectly, though. Okay, he knows though. He knows I'm charging. I'm dead. Like, I don't know, but I actually find, like, these boss fights against bosses who can break out of your combos and shit, like, I actually find they're really not enjoyable. And up until that last bit, it was more or less fine, but, like... Yeah, big whiffs. I mean, whether or not you had an experience where he was a pushover or whatever, it's like... breaking out of combos is fucking ridiculous. And if you're gonna make an enemy break out of your combo mid-string, don't have them attack with, like, an instant thing. And I know it's, like, hard Johns right now, but, like, I will absolutely never back down on, like, enemies breaking out of combos mid-string. Like, that one makes sense, because I have a big wind up there. Like, I was opening myself up. I get that. I don't know, Random. I was taking him pretty seriously. I certainly wasn't trying to die, that's for sure. Do this again. Here we go. Oh, rubber band AI in fucking racing games. Don't even get me started. One of my favorite changes to Fast RMX is they've reduced the rubber banding, which is an amazing change. Like, that's trash. I had a combo going on him, and he started blocking, and then I couldn't actually end my move before he got an attack in. Because I really appreciate his, like, fast, like, foot, like, those things, those low kicks that he does. The little sweeps to the ankle are really, really great. They're really awesome, but, like, don't appreciate when he blocks and then is able to get out before my moves finish. Like, right there, right there. But then, lo and behold, it didn't matter because I had super armor. That move, I deserved it. I was opening myself up. Let's go. Let's not take this risk. Well, that string has super armor on it, so it seems like I should be able to just carefully do that. Amanil's your boss. I really like the switch. Oh, we got it. I got him. I didn't think that would do so much damage. Okay, great, great, great. Perfect. I really like the switch so far, Amanil's. Really dig it. Haven't had any problems yet, so.
どうや満足か
ああお前の牧村誠への覚悟は痛いほど伝わった
ほなさっさと言えや誠は誰の手に渡ったんや
不動産会社の人間だ
不動産会社
A real estate agent
不動産屋が
本人も も知らないところで牧村誠は土地の所有者。
Oh, it was willed to her.
一坪で10億と言われる空の一坪。
I was wondering how she came into possession of that. That makes sense.
そんな土地どこにあるんや。
Rio, I think that's a really interesting question, and I saw you post it earlier too. I will get to it just after we do this sequence, I think. This is a really interesting question.
今空の一坪を誰が手に入れるかで登場界が大きく揺れている。土地の10億なんてのは目先の金に過ぎない。空の一坪はカムロ町の再開発に絡んで莫大な金と権力をもたらす鍵なんだ。
それで極道が非力な女から力ずくで土地取り上げようとしてるっちゅうことが。ちょっと留守にしとる間に登場界も落ちたもんやな。
Sodium chloride too tough. We'll probably play through a few chapters for sure.
お前がそうやったとしても他の連中が誠を奪いに来るやろ。現に車ごと爆破される寸前やったんやで。せやのに不動産屋に渡してやと。誠を奪ってくれ言うてるようなもんやないか。
普通の不動産屋とはわけが違う。彼らの手に守られているうちは安全だ。
不動産屋ごときに誠が守れるわけないやろが。その不動産屋の名前と行き先を教えんかい。
教えてどうする。
カムロ町へ行くに決まっとるやろ。
それがますます彼女の命を危険にさらすことになるとしてもか。
どういうことや。
カムロ町に向かうのはお前一人じゃ済まないだろう。
佐川か。
奴は必ず牧村誠を殺そうとするだろう。お前がカムロ町に来るということは危険を持ち込むことになるんだ。本当に彼女を思うなら蒼天堀にとどまり佐川を食い止めることが最良なんじゃないのか。
不動産屋が絶対に誠を守れる保証はあんのか。
Oh yeah, awkward cut. Oh yeah, gotta get those nicer character rigs going.
なんや。
もしも俺を信用できないんならその銃で俺を撃ち殺せ。不動産屋の名刺は胸のポケットに入ってる。死体から取って持ってけ。俺はお前を信用して話した。あとはお前が俺を信用するかどうかだ。
Nice shot.
カムロ町で誠にかすり傷一つ負わせたら承知せえへんぞ。
命がけで守る。お前は蒼天堀にとどまり佐川を。
Of course it was him.
この泥棒猫が
Fucking not shocked at all. Super. Of course it was you. Fucking
俺に
asshole.
撃たせるためにこいつを丸腰にしてくれたんだろ。こいつか。牧村誠を託された不動産屋って。ほら喜べよ。知りたかったんだろ。
立花不動産。
Oh, here we go.
こうなりゃ檻から出るっきゃねえな、真島ちゃん。
あ？
蒼天堀の檻からお前を出してやるって言ってんだよ。行きたいだろ、カムロ町。
ええんか。
だってよ、カムロ町行って牧村誠を探すしかねえじゃねえか。 こうなれよ。地獄の果てまでもあの女追いかけて殺すぞ。俺とお前でな。
Oh man, these chapters are flying now. The pace is very high. Yes, save data. Absolute. Yeah, sick. Okay, cool. I'm going to continue playing Yakuza. I'm just going to go grab a snack real quick because I suddenly got really hungry, but I'm only going to be like 5 minutes, so give me just a moment, and I'll be back in like a second, and we'll get right back to Yakuza. Get right back to Yakuza because I want to do a bunch more chapters. So see you guys in a minute. Just a minute.